Hey, we're going to talk a little bit more about harmonising the major scale. In a previous video, the link of it is down below, we spoke about harmonising the C major scale. How we said we could kind of take our root notes and play from the C and go up a tone to the D, up another tone to the E, up a semitone to the F, up a tone to the G, up a tone to the A, up a tone to the B, and a semitone back to C. So we had that tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone structure, yeah? Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. This isn't making sense. Do pop back and watch the Harmonising the C major video. Once we had that intervallic structure, we also said on each step of the scale, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, that we could build a chord. So we took this order of major, minor, minor, major, dominant, minor, diminished, major, and we got a harmonized scale. So that gave us C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, A minor, B diminished, C. Okay? We could also call each of those steps a number. So C major could be 1, D minor could be 2, E minor could be 3, F major could be 4, G7 could be 5, A minor could be 6, B diminished could be 7, back to the root for 8 or 1. Alright, now today we're in the key of G. So, using that information, those kind of rules of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and the fact that 2 frets on the guitar is a tone and 1 step is a semitone, I want you to see if you can figure out the notes in a G major scale. So pause the video if you need to, see if you can figure that G major scale out. There it is. Let's play it on 1 string. So we've got a G at the 3rd fret of the low E string. So we go tone to the 5th fret and that gives us A. We go another tone to the 7th fret and that gives us B. We go a semitone to the 8th fret and that gives us C. So far we've gone 1 is G, 2 is A, 3 is B, 4 is C. Then we go 5 because we go up a tone to D, 6 is E, and then we get F sharp at 7 and then G. So on 1 string we had G, up a tone to A, up a tone to B, up a semitone to C, up a tone to D, up a tone to E, up a tone to F sharp, up a semitone to G. I'm going to show you how you can play a G major scale without having to go up 1 string. Okay, so take your 2nd finger and pop it at the 3rd fret of the low E string. You're going to play 3, 5 on the low E string. So that gives us G, A. These are the frets, 3, 5. Then on the A string, we're going to play 2, 3, 5. So we get... So you got loads of tunes just in there. Can you see that I'm playing 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5, 4, in terms of the intervals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we could play. Oh. Yeah, when the Saints is in there too. And that was just the first 5 notes. So we've gone 3, 5 on the low E, 2, 3, 5 on the A. On the D we're going to play 2, 4, 5. So it's fret 3, fret 5 on the E, 2, 3, 5 on the A, 2, 4, 5 on the D. Fingering's really important for me here. 2nd finger, 4th finger for the 3 and 5. 1st, 2nd, 4th for the 2, 3, 5. And then for the 2, 4, 5, I want you to use 1st, 3rd, 4th. Okay? On the G string, we also play 2, 4, 5. So we've got 2, 4, 5 on the G so far, every string. 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, and then 3, 5. That's on the B string. Hey! If you get into this point, it's really hard to follow these kind of fret numbers and explain it this way. You should head over to Patreon for the £3 a month tier. That's how much we're charging in 2020. That's the cost. Not even a pint. You can't really. Well, you can go to the pub at the moment and buy a pint, but it's tricky. It's the cost of a coffee or kind of a pint in a very affordable pub in the UK. There's worksheets there and tabs and notation PDF with this stuff on them. So head over there. Now we go up to the B string 3, 5. So we've gone 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, and then 2, 5. Okay. So that shape's super useful because the root note there is G, and if we play that configuration of frets, we get G major. If I move it up to 5 and start on A, play exactly the same kind of framework, it's an A major. If I play it at 4, that note's A flat or G sharp. If you ever have course to play an A flat major, it's living there at the 4th fret. So that shape's completely reusable around the neck. Awesome! Right, we know the notes in that scale because we worked them out using our tone, semitone, tone, semitone thing. And then we played it over 2 octaves using that shape. G, G, G. Over 2 octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need to work out the chords. So we need to go back, and you might want to grab a piece of paper and write down the notes as G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And we need to remind ourselves of our major, minor, minor, major, dominant 7, minor, diminished, and back to the major. So, the first note is G, and it's always a major. So we've got that lovely G major there, open position, cowboy chord, 2nd fret of the low E string, 3rd fret of the low E string, 2nd fret of the A, and you can put your 3rd finger on the B, and your pinky at 3rd finger on the B at the 3rd fret, or you can put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. That works nicely. You can also get rid of your pinky and put your 3rd finger on the high E. That's our 1 chord in the key of G major. Then it's upper tone to A, and it's always minor the 2nd, so it's A minor. 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G. That's an A minor. So if somebody said to you, we're playing a tune in G major and it just goes 1, 2, you would go G major, A minor. Then the 3, G, upper tone to A, upper tone to B. 3 is always minor because it's major, minor, minor for B minor. Now, I'm going to talk you through how to play this B minor. Now, we're going to do it with a bar chord. If you're not up to bar chords yet, give it a go. If it's just not happening yet, you can scooch over it and add the 3 chord in for a key of G later on. Okay, 1st finger as the bar across the 2nd fret of the A, D, G, B and E, and the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the B. The 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D, and the pinky on the 4th fret of the G. That's a B minor. Now if you took the 1st finger off, you're just playing an A minor shape. If you slide it back down 2 frets, it's A minor, moved up 2 frets with a bar behind it. So far our harmonised G major has gone G major, A minor, B minor, that's G, A, B, the notes, major, minor, minor. Now we come to C, and it's major. The 4th step is always a major. So we've got C major down here. So 3rd fret of the A string with the 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the D string with the 2nd finger, open G, 1st fret of the B string with the 1st finger, open high E. Don't strum that low E string. Loads of songs in the key of G go G, C, G, C. That's what we call a 1 because it's the 1 chord, and a 4 because it's the 4 chord. C's the 4th interval, it's always major. If we're playing a diatonic chord, so a chord from the scale of the key. Okay, G major, A minor, B minor, C major. Now, we come to the 5th note. A was the 2nd, B was the 3rd, C was the 4th, upper tone to D for the 5. We're going to remind ourselves that the 5 chord that was D is always played as a dominant 7. So D dominant 7 is open D, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the high E. That's a D dominant 7. So we've got G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D7. Now it's not the end of the world if you do play that D, not as D7 as D major. We're trying to get our heads around the fact that the 5 chord is dominant 7, but loads of songs go G, C, D. That's cool. You can play D major, but try and think kind of from a theoretical point of view, we're going to go for D7. Okay, we've got G major 1, A minor 2, B minor 3, C major 4, D major, but more particularly D7 5, and then the 6th note G, A, B, C for 4, D for 5, E. Okay, now here's another rule, the 6th chord is always minor. So we're going to play E minor. Easiest way is open A, 2nd fret of the A, 2nd fret of the D, open G, open B, open E. You might already know how to play an E minor 7. You might have learned Wonderwall or something like that, or Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. They use E minor 7. They take the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A, 2nd finger 2nd fret of the D, 3rd finger 3rd fret B, 4th finger 3rd fret high E. That's an E minor. So we've gone G major is 1. A minor is 2, B minor is 3, C major is 4, D7 is 5, E minor is 6. So I'm going to show you a really classic chord progression using numbers 1, 6, 4, 5. See if you can work out what a 1, 6, 4, 5 is in the key of G. See if you can write it out. You might need to pause the video. 1 is G, major, 6, E, always minor because it's 6, 4, C, always major because it's C major, and the 5, D, D major or D7. Okay, so a 1, 6, 4, 5 in the key of G is G major, E minor, C, D. How much have we heard that? Classic chord progressions. So we've got G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D7, E minor, F sharp is our 7th note. So we've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Now, the 7th chord is always diminished. Now, I'm going to teach you a new shape for diminished. We're going to play 2nd frets of the low E with the 2nd finger. 3rd finger goes on the 2nd fret of the G, and the 1st finger is going to go across the D. It's going to touch the G, but it's not, obviously we're hearing the 2nd fret, and it's also going to go across the B. So we get that sound. Kind of horror movie kind of soundtrack sound. That is an F sharp. It's actually an F sharp diminished 7. Yep, so 2 on the low E with the 2nd finger. 1st finger across the G, B and so D, G and B for the 1st finger across the 1st fret, and the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G. get that sound. Now if I play those chords in sequence, the first is a G major, the second is an A minor, the third is a B minor, then it's a C major, then it's a D major or D7, then it's an E minor, then it's an F diminished, 7, and then G. There we go. What a wonderful sequence of events that is, and all the songwriting possibilities, because you might say, I want to write a song in G major that goes 2, 6, 4. So it would be 2, that's A minor. 6 is E, always minor, so we've got A minor. And then we said 4, so C, C major. So we've got A minor, E minor, C. My melody notes could be drawn from that G major scale we learned at the start of the lesson. Now, all these rules, learn them, but then be prepared to break them, because they sound fantastic when we stick to these rules, but music can also sound brilliant when we add in a couple of cheeky kind of extras or substitutions. So, get that stuff memorised. Perhaps you could now, you're getting a bit of confidence working in the key of C and G, you could try maybe to figure this stuff out in the key of A, or D, or E. Alright, enjoy!